This video is brought to you by Jab.se, the lead supplier of MMA gear in Scandinavia. BetSafe.com, Europe's only online betting site for MMA.
This is Marcus Corva with Studio MMA and MMA Net, and we're here in Las Vegas for the Fighters Only Awards. Frank Mir, how are you, sir?
Very good.
A fight not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, Cain Velasquez versus Junior Dos Santos, the man you were in the cage with last. Was that something that you foresaw?
You know what, I actually had it going 50-50 going in. I still felt that Velasquez, and I've always said that is one of the most well-rounded heavyweights. I think that potentially he was the most dangerous guy. But obviously, you know, Junior's takedown defense in his hands always make it something to always pay attention to. Even as dominating as you know, Velasquez was, even going into the fifth round, some of the body punches, you know, Junior started throwing and moving around. He's somebody that was never really out of the fight. So I think that's why I always put it in as a 50-50. Do I think that Velasquez is the better martial artist? Absolutely. He's more well-rounded. He can do takedowns. He can avoid takedowns. He can box. Obviously, he landed more punches and threw more effective punches in their match when it did box. And on the ground, you know, he at least went for a submission attempt, whereas I know Junior, everybody says he has submissions on the ground. I think after now we can go and close the book on that. After 25 minutes, he went for 0 attempts. So even losing, you know, he didn't even jump for nothing. So.
Now, you obviously have some decent submissions. You have some broken arms and limbs. Did you think that Junior Dos Santos were going to be perhaps more aggressive on the ground?
I think that after the second or third round of being taken down, I expected him to do something else besides stand up again. I think that, you know, knowing that, you know, on his feet he's obviously looking for the knockout, then why on the ground aren't you looking for the knockout submission, you know? To be taken down, why aren't you still moving your hips to go and move for things? But obviously just things that he doesn't probably do very well, because I think he's a victim of his own success. He's so successful at boxing and avoiding the ground. He probably doesn't, I mean, honestly, how much training does the guy do on the ground? It was pretty evident in the fight, not a lot.
Now, he took a pretty decent beating, especially in the first and second round. Were you surprised to see how much heart he had?
Yeah, I think also too, though, that's the only knock I probably have on Velasquez. I think that his well-roundedness is phenomenal. I think he's a good boxer. I think he's an excellent takedown artist. Not always the best finisher. I mean, I've seen Czech Congo and some other fighters take 200-300 shots from him, and the fight goes the distance. So there are times where he just grinds people to death. But if you're a guy that was willing to survive, he doesn't put people away all the time. I mean, like I said, I mean, I think he's the champ and he's the best right now in the world. But if I had to sit there and criticize one aspect of his career, there's not a whole lot of submissions I can think of off the top of my head. And I don't know how many, you know, I mean, just a few knockouts, you know.
Now, you're a great heavyweight, one of the top prospects in the game. We don't have that many out there. You're a very, very well-spoken guy. You're very, not just a fan of the sport, but a student of the sport. You're very well aware of your competition. 2013, who would you think be up there for the title, potentially the shot, and do you want to be up there yourself again?
No, I do. I want to work my way back. I think that, you know, one thing I'm really working on now in my career is making sure that I'm showing up at a higher percentage for fights. I think a lot of guys don't realize that not always the best fighter wins on a given night. It's kind of who's less injured and who's better prepared and peaking at the right moment. So that's actually one aspect of my career that I'm working on more. As far as who I think, you know, obviously Alistair, you know, if he's successful against Silva, I think before the year's out, he'll be probably fine for the title against Velasquez.
Is there anyone out there that you would like to face in 2013?
Daniel Cormier. I think that he and I have talked about it enough. I think that we have to, at this point, fight, or it's going to be something we're going to laugh about if we don't.
And if you get a title shot again in 2013, who would you want to be holding that title when you get the shot?
I think Junior. I just think that, you know, obviously I would like to, you know, I've seen a few things in his last fight, and there's a few different things in game plan that I'd like to change up, and different things I approached to training that now I would change, whereas not fighting somebody else.
One last question, which might be a little bit straight. I know someone who went to high school with you here in Las Vegas. A lot of people don't know that you're actually from Las Vegas originally. So you're a very, very nice kid, pretty quiet, and you're a very well-spoken guy. Getting into mixed martial arts, thank you. Did you change growing up? Did mixed martial arts change you? Or you're a very well-spoken, intelligent man, but what, are you the same guy as the quiet kid in high school?
Oh, absolutely. I think I'm still, in fact, actually, sometimes that's why I get the moniker of being a dick. Because people meet me sometimes and I don't speak. And I'm just like, hey, what's up? But if we don't really talk on a topic that I find interesting and we don't have anything in common, I just don't know how to break the ice with some people. And so I've always still the same quiet person, but I think because they see me on television, they expect me I should be friendlier. and I'm just kind of, more reserved maybe than the average person.
You heard it directly from Frank Mir right here, who hopefully I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more of in 2013. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Programmet presenteras av betsafe.com.